Hello, everybody, and welcome back to my podcast. If you're new here, my name is Jenna, and I'm here to tell some Canadian news and to talk about books. So, the G7 summit is coming up in Canada and Alberta in Banff, and for some odd reason, well, I don't know why, but he's really not supposed to be up in Canada. Donald Trump is coming to the G7. Like, I know he's the president of the United States, but he has a criminal record. And a lot of people haven't been able to come up to Canada to work. They've had to have special permission. I'm guessing he got special permission. But then we also have the India president coming. And there's a lot of conflict with that one. Modi, I think his name is. He got special permission he got asked from Prime Minister Mark Carney to come, and he did, to do the G7 summit. I think other people have been asked, but a lot of them hasn't really said yes. I think there's other stuff going on. Just the water bottle. So the G7 summit is coming up, and also today is I should have said this at the beginning. It is June 14th, 2025. A lot has been going on in the last week. Some stuff not from Canada and other stuff from Canada. Mark Carney's hoping to get close to the Bloc Quebec. A lot of people live in the United States, but that's not Canada. Oh, YouTube is some changes are coming to YouTube quietly. Oh yeah, and then we had that well, not over here, but over in India, there was an Air Indian crash. Death toll reaches up to 270. But that's also because the plane hit a school building, a dome, basically. Also, Canadians are urged to avoid all travel to Israel, but I wouldn't go there anyways. Yeah, they hit Iran and Iran hit back, basically. And so it's not getting good over there, especially with what's happening in Gaza and the West Bank. And then Donald Trump is still, well, I keep talking about both. So I'm on the news websites. I don't follow the mainstream media much anymore, but yeah, there's a lot of things going on. And then oh my goodness, the hockey players, 5 Canadian hockey players, when they were playing in Nova Scotia, or was it London. It was in London. Yeah, I think I'm going to do a different thing on that one, but it's starting to become a media circus. And I still can't believe that Hockey Canada used funded taxpayers' money from oh my goodness, federal government money that the government gave them to pay off the victim in the case. And the Panthers visit the Oilers in Game 5 with the series tied. Never mind, that's the next game. The Oilers ended up coming back from a 3-0 and won the Game 4. So that was a good night for Canadian hockey. Oilers, it's really fighting. It's a fighting game. Yeah. Okay, so um, yeah. Canadian Jews understand PM does not have Israel's back. A lot of Canadian Jews don't have Israel's back, so that's something. I think people need to stop playing against playing the system. Not system. Oh my goodness, I'm still getting used to this. The system. Oh yeah, and then today is the 250th birthday of these. I almost said the I word, but no, it's the United States Army. They're 250 years old today. But Donald Trump, there was supposed to be a parade, and like, oh, don't even get me started on the parade. Ugh. So yeah, there's really not much. Well, two Minnesota lawmakers were shot in their homes in a target attack. Yeah, down in Minnesota, two lawmakers with the spouses. Once one lawmaker with the spouse ended up dying, and the other two are in serious condition. So they like to say this: the Army is set to celebrate 250 years with a parade that coincides with Trump's birthday. You don't think that was planned? Trump is so full of himself. Yeah, that plane crash over in India is hitting hard because there was a lot of people on it. There was a Canadian doctor, a Canadian dentist was on it. She was really young, and it hit a dome, so it hit like a university dome, and only one person ended up surviving the plane crash. So there's also very outrageous bill that Mark Carney wants to pass. It's C2 bill, sorry. And it does not look good because it wouldn't be very, if the kind of power that he wants, it's like a Trump style bill that gives more power to the federal government. And I don't think that's a very good idea at all. Yeah, I hope it rains down there. Because I honestly don't think that was a good idea. Okay, I'm gonna see if there's any more things that I should say, because so I could talk about books and only books. I know that a Canadian swimmer almost beat the record for the swimming. I think her name is, oh, what's her name? Oh, she's from around here too. Quebec Liberals to elect new leader today ahead of a 2026 So Quebec is electing a new leader today. Healthy Albertans will have to pay for COVID-19 vaccinations next fall. And Nova Scotia wants you to name its new helicopter. Oh, there's another wildfire in BC. Squamish Provincial Park. Oh, the heat over there is really bad. I think I know I'm going to go for news now. Okay, so again, mass shooting in Toronto pub. Wow, not good. Oh yeah, the Canadian on board Air Canada is identified, but I don't want videos. I want news, freaking news. I don't want it. No. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's in 2023. Oh. Wow. A new UN report says Canada was fourth in the world for number of claims and also the second largest resettlement country globally. What the heck? Oh, I don't always want to get my news from like the Toronto Star and all that, but and then there's a lot of protesting down there in the States. It's called the anti-Trump No King's demonstrations across U.S. Oh, her name. Okay, so Summer McIntosh. She's a Canadian and she has almost beat the world record in Canada. Kyle Lowry says he's kind of Canadian during the NBA finals. Oh, oh, sorry. Excuse my French. I'm looking at the news stuff, and it's not. Hamilton family confirms death of baby Musa in Panama. Oh yeah, that the father and the two kids are missing, and they found a body and found out that it was 7-month-old Musa. I think that's how you pronounce her name. They're still continuing for the missing father and other daughter. Yeah. Hockey Canada sexual assault trial ends as Crown lays out why each player should be convicted. Yeah, this one it really kicks. Oh, I do not want to give my money to this book. To this, nope, nope. I'll try to find other news things that I can use next time with better, because the heck. I think. Okay, well, either way. So I read a book. I'm going to have a picture on the screen for those who are watching the video. It's called Everything is Tuberculosis from John Green. I'm going to call it actually TB for short, because that's what it's called for short. It actually used to be called the, oh, I have it. I have notes basically on it. I should have had this right before I got online, but I didn't. Dang it. This is the second one. There it is. Okay, so TB, from what I've learned, uh, TB has been around for a long time, since before 1900. It used to be called the consumptions. The consumptions. And seems like it has a lot of history down in the States and over in Europe. But it also infected a lot of residential school survivors and has killed a lot of indigenous children over here. Don't mind the cat in the back. That's Miko. That's my cat. A lot of indigenous children. It's like, it was really bad in the beginning of the 1900s, like 1930s to the 1940s. And it really wasn't being dealt with properly when it came to people of color. Indigenous were more than 10 times more to get it than an average white person. Canada estimated 700 of every 100,000 people in the 1930s to 40s actually got to TB in the indigenous communities. But also, TB has a lot of celebrities and a lot of people with high profile names actually had TB. Like the cowboy hat, John Stenson, in 1850, he had TB and he came up with it when he left his home to go battle the TB down in like New Mexico, I think it was. And he discovered people were wearing like these ugly looking fur hats, and he came up with the cowboy hat there. Oh, that's just my dog. And then New Mexico wasn't a country until 1912, and they actually brought a lot of patients with TB to New Mexico to fight it with the clean air and like just the cleanliness. So New Mexico was able to become part of the states in 1912 because they accumulated a lot of people, mostly battling TB. So John Green goes to Sierra Leone a lot, and he's been doing a lot of visiting over there, visiting for this book and visiting West Africa just to learn more about the TB problem over there. And it's not really like they have to pay governments to get medication to help with TB, and it's not cheap. They're like overpriced and like literally causing Africa and parts of Africa quite strained. And it all has to do with colonization and the settlements and the European nations that colonized Africa. And like you got to pay to become separate from the country that colonized you. So it causes a lot of, especially Haiti with France, it's still paying to get for the freedom from France. I know they were paying for the freedom from France when the big earthquake happened and a lot of people died, and people were wondering why they didn't have any money, and all the money was going to France because they're still paying for the rights of independence. I highly recommend the book. It's very insightful and it teaches you a lot of the history of TB, and there's so much more in the book, but I shouldn't really go into it right now. But yeah, that book was really good. And fun fact, the Ondak chair, I'm going to have a picture of it up there, was actually created to help TB patients lie back and be outside without having to be like to let them be comfortable while they're outside. But the next book I'm going to attempt to read, because my parents, because I took a lot of books back to the library, the ones that I wanted to read, but I'll get them back, or I'll just buy them myself. The Messenger by Ta Nessa Quartz. I think that's how you spell them, pronounce it. All I know is that this book got a lot of talk about, and it's a book about different places he visit. Like he visit Carolina, he visit occupied Palestine, West Bank. He what the heck? Okay, he visited. Okay, he visited. He took a trip to Africa. He took a trip to Africa, a journey to Darfur and Senegal. I think that's what it's called. He went to Colombia, South Carolina, where he talks about the banning of his own work and the deep roots of false and fiercely protected American mythology, basically the stuff that they come up with. And then he visits. People seem to pay more attention to his visit to Palestine, West Bank, and what he witnessed there himself. Like, all you have to do is go there to occupy West Bank and you will find out the truth. You don't need to go to Tel Aviv, i.e. Jaffa. Is it Jaffa or Jaffa? I think it's Jaffa. It used to be called Jaffa before 1948. And, like, you need to go into the West Bank because that's where, in my opinion, the apartheid is. Like, you just can't visit other parts of Israel or occupied Palestine and be like, okay, well, they're fine here. Because in Gaza and the West Bank, they're not. And that's supposed to belong to the Palestinians. And pre-1967. So, but anyways, I'm not going to get into that because not a lot of people like talking about it, and a lot of people get attacked for talking about it. But yeah, so I'm going to read that one because he finds out a lot about his own background. And I also want to read, sorry. I also want to read The Back of the Turtle because Canada and the United States is built on stolen land. The indigenous population calls it Turtle Island, and Thomas King was actually born down in Nevada, but he actually lives up here in Canada, and he's a teacher, a professor at Guelph University. So I just turned on the TV. Thought it was off. But yeah, and then I have Lovely War. I think this one's going to be a hard hit. I think some of them is going to be a hard hit, but there's a lot of books I want to read at the end. But anyways, I am going to let you guys go. If you're listening to this, it's on Spotify and Apple, but it's also on, but I'm also doing a video which will be on my YouTube channel. I'm also going to start another podcast. This one is just going to be talking about everything from celebrities to books again, to book conference, like book talk, problems with authors and all that. Not really with authors, with the publishing and the AI problems. I think that's wrong. Books to be written by authors, not by AI. And it's just, I'm going to be doing that one on Patreon. You can see my doggy, Tiberius. just talk about anything and everything. So I'm gonna let you guys go. I'll be back next. This video will be up on Sunday. So will be the podcast on Spotify and Apple. And I'll be back next Sunday. Thank you. Have a good week.